to do is to sit down and kind of audit your time a little bit and be like, all right, how can I maximize things a little bit easier so that I'm not constantly feeling like I'm, 8 steps behind, because that's kind of how it feels. And let's face it, nobody wants to feel like that. So, oh, thank you, baby. All right. So we should be live here on IG. We should be live on YouTube. We should be live a little bit everywhere. So we'll find out. Hey, babe, will you take a look at the cameras too on the other streams and just make sure it looks good? All right. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Cameo. I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, what are you doing on here so early? So yes, I usually am up. I'm up very early. I just usually get more like of my work done earlier in the day. And then I try to do shipping and stuff and photographing later in the day. But I think I need to flip it around a little bit. Like I said, if you're feeling stressed for time, sometimes the best thing you can do is just sit down and kind of like audit yourself a little bit and be like, okay, how can I switch up my schedule a little bit so that I'm not feeling so crazy pressed for time? So V-Star, Vicki, how's it going today? 1352, happy to see you. PM, great to see you. Patty, Plenty Bricks is here. I know. Good morning, you guys. Seriously, I literally have gotten like 2 messages already. What are you doing on so early? Like, I'm normally up. I'm just working, doing other things. Okay. So what are we doing today? We are going to be doing shipping today, which I know is kind of also strange. I don't usually do it Thursday. But yesterday, between the election the day before, and it was just, I felt like social media was just so full of political stuff yesterday that I just kind of chickadee checked out and worked. So got a lot done yesterday. I got 20 things listed yesterday. I got all 20 of those cross listed. I also got 15 items into my drafts in eBay. So when I got up this morning at 7, I just went ahead and listed those things. And it's like, that's done for the day. So I think I'm going to start doing that, guys. I think I'm going to start getting stuff into my drafts a little bit more regularly, because to be able to get up this morning and just hit the go, live thing, just boom, done. And it's like, oh my gosh, all my listings for eBay are like up. That's insane. It is 9:30 in the morning and I've already gotten done. So, always stretching, always growing, always learning. Okay, let's get this party started. So we've got eBay. It's a Thursday, so I'm not going to have tons of stuff shipped. Like I said, I usually ship Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I shipped on Tuesday. Do we ship Tuesday? Oh my gosh, guys, I can't even remember. I literally can't remember. That's my life. I'm cooked. I don't even know. I don't even remember when I shipped last. Hi. Are we having issues again? Oh boy. I'm telling you guys, technology. Monica Deaver, how are we? Are there certain items that have to be shipped via ground? Fox, that's a great question. So, thank you, babe. So, whatever you choose, as far as like how you want to ship is up to you. So, for me, this is what I do. If it's under a pound, I ship it straight out of eBay. If it is over a pound, I am going to go over to Pirate Ship, and Pirate Ship is going to allow me to buy labels at a huge discount. From there, I just choose the cheapest option. So sometimes that's going to be USPS Ground Advantage. Sometimes that's going to be UPS Ground Saver. Sometimes that's going to be Cubic Advantage. Very rarely for me, where I'm at in the country, I'm in Texas, very rarely is Priority mail any less expensive. For instance, like these here that I use for like Poshmark. Now, when I lived in Washington State, it was less expensive for me to send stuff through like a Tyvex if I was sending something to East Coast. But being here in Texas, it's not the same. So it's not so much a matter of does something have to ship a certain way. It's more like what's the least expensive option. Now, if you're on Poshmark, your only option is to send it priority mail, right? Let's just good to see you this morning. Gustavo, Fernand. I like it. So if you're on Poshmark, you're just going to use the envelopes. If you're anywhere else, you can use poly mailers, you can use Frankenboxing, Old Smile Store, bubble mailers, which is I use a lot because we order a lot through the Smile Store. So I end up having lots of these. So it's really a matter more of like what's less expensive. I hope that makes sense. Linda, how's it going? Chelsea Bug's here today. Okay, so like I said, we're going to start over on eBay today, and we are going to get our items shipped there first. Now, why do I always choose to ship on eBay first? Well, here's the real reason. eBay will ding your account heavily, heavily, heavily if you end up having to cancel an order somewhere. So let's just say that I sell something on eBay, but I also sell that same item on Mercari or Poshmark, let's say. So I am going to always put eBay as the okay, eBay, you get my boat, you get the stuff shipped out, because eBay's dings are pretty hardcore. It really lowers the amount of exposure that you're going to get through the search engines. They kind of quiet your account a little bit. And so because of that, I don't want to have to cancel anything on eBay. So I always ship there first. I get that question a lot, like, why do you ship on eBay first? And that is the reason why. So thank you for asking that. Jeremy, good to see you. I didn't realize Poshmark was only priority mail shipping. Yeah, so Sunnyshine, what's really great about that is you can get all of these kind of shipping supplies. You can get the boxes, these Tyvek envelopes, which I use more than anything, but you can get bubble mailers, you can get legal flat rate envelopes, you can get all of it for free. If you just go to USPS.com, you'll get all of it for free. It's free to set up an account. They ship it to you free. It's all free. And what's great about that on Poshmark is you're not using your own supplies, which kind of helps to buffer the fact that they do take 20%. Shipping intimidates me. It's the biggest thing holding me back from starting. Fox, I was exactly the same way. I was so nervous. I mean, I remember when I first started doing this, I went into USPS.com. I literally was writing down every single box, what to put in those boxes, because I was just so worried. Let me try to make this as simple and easy as I can. Justin's pulling items right now in case you guys are wondering why I haven't started shipping. So we're just running a little bit behind. Oh, did you get stuff? Okay. So let's go over these things really quick. I'm going to do like a 2-minute or less shipping little thing here. If you are shipping a shirt or a basic clothing item, you're going to want to put it in a poly bag. Now, I get my poly bags in a couple different sizes. I would say the ones I use the most is the 12 by 9 and the 15 by 12. Now, there are some bigger sizes, but these are pretty much your go-tos. This is going to be t-shirts, shirts, small little bags, things like that. The next size up is going to be like small coats, hoodies, pants, small pairs of women's shoes, stuff like that. Now, you can get to the bigger sizes like 19 by 14 for boots and stuff like that. I ship almost everything in poly bags. I use a little bit of foam padding, or I use bubble wrap, or I use paper on the outside to kind of cushion things. But I would say if you're trying to get started, these are the 2 things that you need for shipping. So once again, 9 by 12, 15 by 12. Now, I'm sorry. Yes, 9 by 12, 15 by 12. If you want to get these, or you need to find the correct ones, if you go to the old link Dinketer and the BioYoE, when I get off here, it'll take you over. You can see something that says reseller supplies to get you started. Click on that. In there, you will see the bags I use. Now, this is the brand I have chosen. You can choose something totally different if you want. These are the ones I like, but you can get whatever ones make your heart happy. But those are the 2 sizes I use the most of. So that's how you're going to ship most of your items. Now, that's all going to go what's called ground advantage. Now, what's tricky is ground advantage used to be like ground advantage, and there used to be priority shipping, right? Scratch it all. It's all pretty much ground advantage now. Whether it is under a pound or over a pound, it's ground advantage. And this is on USPS.com. UPS is different. They've got something called Ground Saver. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, so ground advantage, that is going to be how most items are going to ship. The only time that you are going to send something in priority mail really, truly is just through Poshmark. Because on the other platforms, you get choices. So on eBay, I have people pay for their item shipping. I do flat rate. I've chosen which dollar amounts I want to choose for flat rate. How did I do that? I went in to see how much it would cost me to ship a pair of shoes to Maine and how much it would cost me to ship a pair of shoes to Washington State. And then I just kind of figured out some pricing. Mine is $5.99 for shorts or shirts, $6.99 for long sleeve shirts, $8.50 for pants, $8.90 for heavy pants, $10.80 for jackets, and everything else is like $11.99. How did I come up with those amounts? I just kind of figured out how much it would cost me to ship to the faraway places. All right, so that's lesson number one: is get yourself poly mailers, get your free shipping supplies for Poshmark at USPS.com, and everything else is just simple. If you do flat rate shipping everywhere, in Depop, you can do internal shipping, meaning that you're having the buyer pay Depop's shipping, and then Depop just gives you a label to print out, kind of like Poshmark. I choose to do my own shipping outside of Depop. And that's something in your settings you can change, because I pad my shipping so I can make a little bit of money. I hope that makes sense. God, peace and blessings to you as well. You as well. Do they have shipping labels free? Yes. So you can get free shipping labels at UPS.com. So if you go to UPS.com, you can go in there, you can get free shipping labels. All you got to do is have like an EIN number, or I think you can use your social. You start a business account. You don't have a business license. You just go in there and you'll be able to get free shipping labels. So I hope that that helps some of you out today. I sadly don't have the option to do my own shipping on Depop. Ethereum, I believe you will. So I think with Depop, oh, thanks for the chicken. That was cute. I think for Depop, you either have to have opted in when it was an option originally, which I did, or you have to get to a certain amount of sales. And then I believe you can either reach out to Depop, or it'll allow you to start doing your own. I think the reason they implemented that, guys, if you want my opinion, is because you've got such a younger crowd on Depop that are selling and buying, that I think when they were allowing people to use their own labels, people just weren't utilizing and shipping it. They were putting in, false tracking numbers and things were going on. Naughty puppy stuff was going on over there. So I think that's the reason why. Sweet Briar's here. Okay, let's do this. First thing we've got today is a Pac-Man thermos. So I picked this up at a garage sale, and I paid $2, I think, for it. And the only flaw it had was just a little bit of kind of a hairline thing, cracky guy, on the top. I don't even know that it's a full crack, but of course I disclosed that. But the inside's like super crazy, wicked clean. You don't see these with a clean inside that isn't stained very often. A lot of times it'll be stained because of like Kool-Aid and stuff like that. So it'll have like, red rings or like a bluish color or something in there. So this one was super clean. This is an Aladdin thermos. This is a 1980 Pac-Man. So what we're going to do is we're going to pack this a couple different ways. Let me get to my bag here. So I'm going to use a little bit of paper in the inside here and a little bit of bubble wrap. Why am I going to do that? Well, because let's just face it, the post office and shipping things aren't always so kind when it comes to, I think we can just do just that. When it comes to how tender they are with items, tender theories, how tender they are. They're not the tenderest. And so we want to make sure if you've got anything that's hollow, you just want to put a little bit of bubble wrap in it, or a little bit of paper, just something to give it so that if this was to be compressed and pushed, there's a little bit of cushion in there. And I do that for pretty much all of my items that are hollow. I even stuff the tips of my shoes. Now, if you're just getting started and you don't have a lot of packing supplies, which is totally understandable, one of the greatest underutilized resources, I think, is going to like industrial areas in your area. Take a friend, but like places that make big stuff, that make furniture, or that sell, huge tires or giant signs, or they're manufacturing something, because a lot of these companies, when they get their supplies, they get it and it comes wrapped in like foam wrap. It'll come wrapped in bubble wrap. It'll come wrapped in something. Now, these companies have literally absolutely no use for this kind of stuff. Case in point, this foam. I got like 40 rolls of this stuff for free from a place in town here that does like the metal signs on the sides of roads and stuff like that. So with this is a free shipping supply. This stuff is really expensive. So if you can go to these industrial parks, and I know it takes a little bit of guts. You got to kind of put on your big girl or your big guy panties. You got to go in and just say, hey, I'm a local small business owner. I'm just getting started. I was wondering if you guys have any shipping supplies you're getting rid of, and then tell them like bubble wrap or foam wrap or paper or small boxes or anything that you guys aren't using that you would just be taking to recycling. you will find these places, these little, we call them honey holes. You will find these little places that will say, oh yeah, actually we got a whole bunch of stuff out back. Rather than just going to like the dollar store, or which are great places to get little boxes. The auto parts store, great place to get little boxes. But if you want this kind of shipping, packing material, if you go to those industrial places, you are going to find that you are going to find people that have that available. So that would be a little tip for the day, is try going to those places. Like I said, it can be a little nerve-wracking and feel a little weird at first, and I get that. But sometimes in our businesses and sometimes in our lives, we just got to kind of pony up and go and ask, right? Now, you may go to 6 places, 10 places, and they may say no, but you're going to find someone that does. Now, here's what's cool about it. If they're a business that gets stuff wrapped in foam or bubble wrap or paper or something like that, then it means that they always get stuff like that. So that can be a resource for you to have as almost like a permanent kind of honey hole place for you to be able to get these supplies and get this stuff, at a huge discount, or maybe even free. Maybe you're even able to get it for free. So I would, if I were you, I'm not you, but if I were you, I would check that out. Like, I am definitely going to stay in contact with that sign place, because heck, if I can get free foam for the rest of my reselling life, I mean, that's going to save me thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars at the end. So I hope that helps. I stock up on pool noodles when summer ends and they go on clearance, best for shipping electronics. River and dock, that is a great tip, and I absolutely agree. Do you wash clothing before you list? That's a great question too. So I do the SNS test. I do the sniff and see test. So when I get an item, let's say like this that we're going to ship out, get a Brooks Brothers shirt, right? I'm going to look at it. I'm going to see it. If I see visually that it looks dirty, it's getting washed. And then I'm going to do the sniff test. If I sniff it and it smells musty or old or dirty, then it's getting washed. If it passes the SNS test, if it passes the sniff, and like, look at me recycling stuff, guys. This is what you do. You just save boxes and you get creative. If it passes the sight and sniff test, then I'm not going to wash it. Why am I not going to wash it? Can you imagine what your electricity bill would be if you were washing every single item? I'll tell you what it would be. It would be $300 for a month. Just $300 extra for the month. So when we first started doing this, actually before I was doing this, our son was living with us, and he was buying Levi's and buying jeans, and he was washing every single pair of them when he brought them home from the thrift store. And we got our electricity bill. Our electricity bill was normally about $220, $230 for the month. It was $500 and something dollars. $500 and something dollars, because he had been washing all of those pants. So I don't know. I can't afford that on the regular. I don't know if you can afford that on the regular, but I definitely cannot. So most people, when they receive an item online and it's used, most people are going to wash that item. Now, not everyone, but I would say that a majority of people are going to wash that item. So I wouldn't worry too much about it, because I think that when people get it, like when I order clothes online, because most of the clothes I wear, you guys see me wearing, I've gotten 2 places. I've either gotten it at a concert, or I've gotten it online through Depop, Mercari, Posh, or eBay. So for me, when I get something, I wash it. So I think that most people do that. That's my opinion. Licious, how's it going? Furniture stores. Yes, God, that is a great tip. Furniture stores for packing supplies. How do you get rid of the musty items with tags? Ah, good question. Bum, 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 bum. This stuff here is the greatest thing I've ever used. It is the Febreze fabric antimicrobial. It literally gets rid of all that old dusty, because what that smell is, I don't know if you guys know what that smell is, but what that smell is it's actually a bacteria. I know, it's so gross. It's a bacteria. It's not super harmful to you. It's just like dog, yuckies also pick that up. That's why that smell will stay in your carpet. It's not the original stuff. It's the bacteria that clings onto it. So you need to be using an antimicrobial in order to get rid of it. Now, I know some people that will spray stuff with like vodka or alcohol. They'll pop it in the freezer. You're welcome to do that too. That works really well for cigarette smoke, by the way, on new items. But this stuff works for me 99% of the time. It lasts forever. I've had this bottle for like a year, and I go garage sailing, you guys, so you could imagine the smells on some of the clothes I get, especially new with tags. I can't wash it, right? So this stuff works great. You can get it anywhere you want. It might be at your local store. I don't know. If you go to the link Dinketer in the bio YOE, it is in my reseller supplies. I just order mine through the Smile store. I mean, that's where I get like 99% of my stuff these days. So to be honest, Doritos, how are you? Hey, Doritos, you're delicious. You're too busy being delicious. Hey, Mama, Jaren's here. Thanks for the follow, you guys. Hey, Oasis, busy mom's here too. Most likely works better than Dollar Tree brand. Oh, okay, good. I like that. Is FB Marketplace really as bad as everyone says? Kind of, yeah. I mean, I hate that that's true now, because I was a huge buyer of stuff to resell on Facebook Marketplace. Like literally, I had Justin like driving all over the peninsula that we lived on. We used to live in Washington, and I had him driving. I mean, that man literally was like the porch pickup king, because I got so much stuff through Facebook Marketplace back in the day. Now, I mean, I don't know if it's just in the area that I'm in or what, but it is just, I can't find anything on there to sell. I will sell items on there from time to time if they're like too expensive for me to ship or something. Let's say that they're like it's a larger item, or it's like really heavy or something. Like I have a Disney train set that I'm going to be putting on there because it's just too expensive for someone to purchase online. So for that kind of thing, yeah, Facebook's great, but sourcing nowadays, not my area so much, which is such a bummer. Yeah, I wondered how I could kill the scents on wool. Yes, and that Tam, that does work on wool for sure, for sure. Can you show us again? Does it help with mothball smell? Yes, it helps with everything, because that mothball smell, again, guys, the smells, when you smell something and it smells musty, dusty, or rusty, it is not the original thing that's making it smell that way. It is the bacteria that attaches to that scent. It molecularly binds to it and it creates that scent. It's built in our human DNA to smell that smell and be put off by it, because our bodies are trying to tell us that we don't want that, right? That is something we don't want. That's why doggy and kitty yucks offend our noses, is because it's not the original ammonia, it's the bacteria and stuff that attaches to that. So same thing with clothes, same thing with musty smells, all that kind of stuff, mildew, all of that. That's what happens. So this is what it is. It's called Febreze Fabric Antimicrobial. And like I said, if you go to the link Dinketer and go over to the reseller supplies, it's over in my Smile Amazon store. I was going to use that site so I wouldn't have to ship, but then I remembered people. That's funny. Can I see your tape setup? It's actually literally fastened to my table, but I can kind of move this here a little bit. So this is what I use. Don't mind the mess. This is what I use here. And it has suction cups on it. It also has, if you're on TT, you can see this. If you're anywhere else, I don't know if you can, but it's got tape on the bottom here. I just taped it to my table. And I love this tape dispenser because I was destroying my hands with the thing that's like, rrr. So I got this again. This is in my Smile Amazon store under the reseller supplies to get you started. I use a fabric steamer. I don't know why, but it neutralizes the smell as well. Yeah, the fabric steamer can help too, Crystal. So because I have my steamer here, I steam everything as well. So what I do is if I get something, especially this is for new with tag stuff, if I get something and it has that smell and I can't wash it, or I don't want to wash it, or for whatever reason, if you spray that antimicrobial first and then you steam, it's like a double whammy. It works really, really good. And I do that a lot. Like I said, I garage sale. So you guys, when I get stuff home, it's got smells. It's got smells. I saw another reseller put dryer sheets in storage bins too. It makes more sense to use antimicrobial. So the problem with the dryer sheets is you got so many people that have scent and smell sensitivities. I am that person. I am hypersensitive to like people's perfumes and stuff like that. So for me, we don't use dryer sheets in our house. We use everything that we use is pretty much scent free in our house. This one does not bother me. It's a very, very light scent. The Febreze. The only smell stuff that we use in our house is like diffusers. Like I can't even use like the Blade plugins. I can't do any of that. So the problem with dryer sheets is that it creates that smell and it keeps that smell. And so it can cause issues. The other thing is if you put dryer sheets in with your clothing, dryer sheets have a residue on it that will make it so it's why people don't use it for their towels. When you wash that item, it has like a film over it. And so if you put that in with your shirts and your pants and stuff, when people go to wash their clothes down the road, they're going to end up with that same issue that you get when you use dryer sheets with towels. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but if you know, then you know. Yeah, you're welcome, Busy. Thanks for the likes, Tam. I appreciate it. So my smells are horrible to me. I'm also allergic to lavender. I have a hard time with lavender too. And I lived in the lavender capital of the world, which is Sequim, Washington. I lived there for years and we would actually go out of town for Lavender Festival. We would literally leave. Yeah, pretty crazy. It's glycol. It's glycol. Glycol propylene? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Yes. All right. What do we do with this? So this is the thermos. What I did was I wrapped it in foam first. I put just a little like box from something I'd gotten on there just to keep it extra protected. Popped it in a poly bag. Let's get this sucker shipped. That took us a minute to do that. I'm a highly distractible person. Okay, so let's get our shipping label. We are at 9 ounces for that. So we're definitely going to ship inside of eBay. Anything under a pound, I'm going to ship straight from eBay because it's the same price as Pirate Ship. Let's get this measured, and here we go. All right, so we got 8 by 5, 8 by 5, 8 by 5 by 5. Let's see what we got for shipping. So they are paying $6.99. We are paying $5.26. This is why I've had my shipping. That gives me about $1.60-ish to play with. So this original thing cost me $2, which means it really only cost me 40 cents plus whatever the eBay fees are. I would say that we probably made about $12.50 in profit on this item. Let's go ahead and get this label printed out. Oh, the chemical and dryer sheets. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we don't do like propylene glycol. We don't do that in our house. We try to stay away from any sort of propylene. So that's interesting because dryer sheets to me feel insane. I have like sensory stuff. I'm sure you guys, if you've ever followed me, you know I got some neurospicy things. And dryer sheets are like a sensory, thinking about it, sensory thing for me. It's like, oh, I got goosebumps. I want to talk about it. Moving right along. Okay, this is going to Gavin in North Carolina. Not a shirt, so we cannot twist it over our head like a helicopter. All right, here's this. Hey, Jess, I'm going to need a bag for UPS stuff. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. We may have to just set it to the side. I have so much stuff right now, you guys, in my garage. I am listing so much, but my inventory, I have so much inventory to list that I'm literally out of bags to do shipping in because they're all full of stuff to sell. And it ain't like I'm not listed every day. I mean, I've already gotten like 12 things up today. Okay. Next thing we've got is a pair of Vans. Always, always, always pick these up if you can. If you can get Vans for an inexpensive. What is happening? What is happening? Please leave if you're somehow you're in here. I declined. I don't know how that's happening. I'm going to need you to leave or I'm going to have to report the account. Wow, guys. I don't know how this person is on because it says that there's nobody in my live. There is literally nobody in my live and they're talking through TikTok. Interesting. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second. We got to hope this person either leaves or TikTok catches it. Yeah, it does. It says there's none on guests. 0 guests. 0 people are live. What is happening? Oh, get rid of that first of all. Nope. Whoa, you guys, TikTok is glitched. Literally glitched.
Just 10 minutes, start it over.
No, I got 62 people in here. I don't want to have to stop this and start it back over. Wow. You guys, this is crazy. I've never had this happen. So I'm telling you right now, there is nobody on here. It literally says there's no one. Shows 62 on your side. Yeah. Okay. Are they gone? I hope they're gone. I did not bring anyone in. I've got auto decline on. Okay. Is it good now? Can you guys, is it just me now? Can you guys still hear anyone? I'm going to wait to continue until I make sure, because that's super annoying. Yeah. Okay. Appearance gift says can't hear anybody else. All right. We're going to move on then. Hey, God, over on YouTube, I see you. That was weird, guys. That was a TikTok glitch for sure. Because I'm telling you right now, there ain't nobody on here. That was wild. All right, TT, you got to get it together. Okay, back to real life. All right, so here we go. Vans. Vans are an amazing, excellent, and awesome pickup. A couple things about Vans. One, make sure that the back writing isn't completely blown off. Now, if some of it is missing, that's okay. You just don't want all of it to be gone, okay? That's number one. Number two, you want to check the seams. So these separate a lot from each other. Vans and Converse both do that. They both separate really easily. If it's separated, don't get them. Number three is I wouldn't pay more than like $5 for a pair of Vans maximum. That is like the most I would pay. I usually try to pick them up for $1 or $2 because they're normally going to sell anywhere from like 16, and this is really size dependent, but they're going to sell anywhere from like $16 to like $35. Depends on how many others are online. Is it good sizing or is it not good sizing? So these ones here, kind of an interesting size. It's a women's 8, which is actually pretty good. They are a lilac sea fog, kind of an interesting color. Normally, I would have been able to get probably 26 out of these. However, there is a bunch of fading around the edges here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a bunch of yellowing and some fading. So unfortunately, I couldn't get as much as I wanted. I paid $1 for them at a garage sale. No, I'm sorry. I paid $2 for them at a garage sale. And we sold them for $19 over on eBay. Now, you know, I've had my shipping, so I'm going to make a little bit of money on that. Let me show you how I wrap up my shoes. Guys, if I missed any of your questions while we were dealing with that whole fiasco, go ahead and just answer or ask again, and I'll get it answered. What sizing would be bad sizing? So, Jewel, that's a good question. I would say any women's shoes between like a 7 to a 9 is pretty good. Anything smaller than that, you're kind of almost getting into youth sizes, which is not bad. They just aren't going to sell for as much and not for as fast. Men's sizing, however, is going to be more like anything between like a 10 to a 12 is really like your sweet spot for a guy's sizing. Now, what's neat about Vans is you can kind of list them as like a unisex item. However, if they're like more of like a quote unquote standard girly color, I will list them under the women's department. If they're more like men's, like more like navy blue, dark black, anything like that, classic Vans checks, I'll usually list it under the men's section. But then I put both sizing up for this one. For instance, it's a 6.5 men's and a women's 8. So these really are a fairly good size, especially with them being purple. However, because of the fading and stuff like that, I just wasn't going to get as much for them as normal. I buy Vans on eBay all the time. I know, right? I mean, why not? You're going to get them for a way better price because they're like, what, like $70 or $80 new? So crazy. So wild. I don't deal with Vans. They don't sell fast. So busy, it could be your keywords. So let me give you an idea of some of the keywords. Now, I know I have been promising a keywords list. Guys, I'm on it. I have been very, very, very extremely busy. And I know that sounds like an excuse, and it is, but it's also a reason I just haven't had the time to finish it. So here is an example of what I put in my keywords. Now, where are keywords going to go? Well, of course, you're going to try to put a couple in the title, but mine are mainly going to go in my description. So my keywords on the bottom is skater, skate, skateboard, skater punk, skater girl, skater boy with a B-O-I and a B-O-Y, SK8, indie, retro, edgy, alternative. So if you look at the bottom of my eBay listings, you will see tons of words down here at the bottom. Those are all keywords. And that is going to be what helps you to sell your Vans, your Converse, anything like that. I can't keep these in my store. So the only difference between me and you is just I probably have more keywords in there, and that's probably what's creating the sale, because the search engine is able to pick up on that, because people think about what they're doing. If they're looking for a pair of Vans online, what are they doing? They're typing in pink skate shoes punk. That's what they're typing in. So you need to make sure that you have keywords in there for what people are typing. Spencer, happy to see you. Auntie says I have those same shoes. Smaller than a 7 is tough too, Busy. It's definitely tough if you've got smaller than a size 7. They're just not going to sell quite as fast. Bold North flips. What's good? Tom wants to know what state I am in. I'm in Texas. I am in the great, exactly. Spencer said it. We are in the great state of Texas. Yes, thank you. Busy mom. I love it. Okay, thank you for putting those down. All right, how do I do my shoes? So here's what I do. I stuff the tops a little bit because we don't want the tops to collapse. Then I get a piece of foam. I am going to wrap these as a triangle. So I'm going to take this shoe. I'm going to put it down. I'm going to wrap it once around so that it looks like this. Okay, so the shoe is protected. Then I am going to take the other shoe, which I have also stuffed the toe a little bit, and I am going to put it the opposite direction. So the same thing as if you would see it in a shoe box. Then I'm going to roll these, and then I'm going to tape it down. So it's going to look like, when we're halfway through the process, it's going to look a little something like this. The shoes are opposite, but you'll see that they're not touching. Why is that important? Because if you're packaging these and you're shipping these and they touch each other and rub during shipment, you can rub off and rub some of the lines. That's why someone will be like, these shoes don't look like what they look like in the picture. There's this big scratch on the side. And you're like, those aren't even my shoes. And it's like, no, those are your shoes. You just didn't wrap them good. You should do an ebook and sell it. I would definitely buy it. Man, put it on the list, right, Ascension? I know my husband was like, you got too many things in the fire. I'm like, dude, tell me about it. All right, next thing. We're going to wrap these, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. Why are we doing that? Because it's creating extra padding on both sides. If you wrap down and then you wrap down, well, this side is really protected, but that side isn't. So you want to kind of do like, I don't know what to call this, like a topsy-turvy maybe. Maybe we'll coin that. Should we trademark that, guys? Topsy-turvy. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to get a sticker. So this person is getting a cute little flower. Oh, man, I got to order some more stickers. So they're getting a cute little flower. We're popping this here. We're going to put this under this here as a little surprise. We're going to wrap this down, and then we're going to tape this down. And this is how I do 99% of my shoes. You buy a pair of shoes for me and they're over $100, I'm going to wrap them different for you. You buy a pair of shoes for me under $100, this is how you're getting the shoes. Then we're going to take one of our 15 by 12 bags, okay, just like this, and we're going to pop this right in here. Do you have any tips for cleaning the white canvas and also the rubber on checkered pants? EM, I do. Let me show you in just a second. All right, so we're going to get this in here. We're going to get this wrapped up here, and then I'll show you what I use. So I am a proponent of the acetone. So I got a couple different things. I've done a couple videos on cleaning shoes, but I'll show you guys really quick how to do this the easiest and fastest way. So here's some of the tools I use. So number one, this is straight up acetone. You can get it in a bigger bottle. This here is one of the things where you can just push on it, down on it like a nail tech does. So you don't have to keep lifting the bottle and tipping and tipping and tipping. So this will allow you to just go do like the and get on a little paper towel or a little cloth. It doesn't have to be fancy. And that's how you're going to get the black smudges, any sort of writing or anything off of the bottom of shoes. Now, caveat with this, don't use it on high heels or anything where at the bottom of the shoe or on the sole, it has like a paint color. So you know how high heels will have paint on the bottom of them, or some shoes will have, it won't be like a rubber edging around. It'll have like designs or paints on it. If it does, don't use the acetone. You just got to use good old fashioned, little soap water scrubby, or I use, this is the only cleaner I am using now, is the grandma sneaker cleaner. You don't want to take off the paint. But on Vans, Converse, any of that, you can use acetone. The only place you can't use it is on the back of Converse where it says Converse, or on the back of Vans where it says like Vans Old School, because it's written on with paint. Some of them don't, some of them do. Don't riskies for the biskies, right, on that. So number one thing I use is 100% acetone. Works better than nail polish, yes, unless you're getting 100% acetone nail polish remover. Number two, grandma sneaker cleaner. This is literally the only cleaner I'm using now. I have other cleaners. I just have found that I just keep going back to this one. And then number three is save your body. Invest in $20. What this is this is an auto cleaner. So you literally take the item and you just spray a little grandma sneaker cleaner, and it's going to clean the bottoms. A lot of my stuff goes to the washing machine first. A lot of shoes, unless they have rubber or suede on them, then I have to hand clean them. But most of my stuff's going to go through the washing machine first, and then this is going to be for touch-ups. You can get all of these things if you go to the link Dinketer in the bio and go to reseller supplies to get you started. It's over there. Do you have to have this? No. Is it going to save your shoulder and your hand? Yeah. I just got so tired of scrubbing shoes that what was happening is as I was letting shoes just stack up in bins because I did not want to scrub them. Now I am, as of this moment, I think, knock on wood, I think I'm completely caught up on shoes because I am doing that auto scrubber. I'm putting it into the washing machine. I'm using the acetone. I'm using all of the tools that I have learned from other resellers. I do bubble wrap around my shoes. I love that, Busy. You're welcome, Em. Acetone in a push bottle or non-painted shoes. And don't use on name labels. Grandma sneaker cleaner. Busy mom, you're hired. You're hired. All right. Okay, let's get these shipped off. Now, these are going to be over a pound, so we are going to use pirate ship. And how I use that is I just copy the address. I go over to pirateship.com. It's free to start an account. You don't need anything fancy. And I'm going to go to paste. I'm going to paste the address. Now, what am I going to do? I am going to make sure when I paste this address that it transposes over correctly, because sometimes your autofill on your computer will try to do that. We don't want to do that. I have sent things to the wrong address and I had to do refunds. We don't want to do that, right? Learn from our mistakes. We are going to keep this on box or rigid packaging. I know you're going to be tempted to flip it over to poly mailer, but here's the rule. You cannot change the type of packaging over to poly mailer if it is like this. You can, but you're just going to have to put the same specs in. So you might as well leave it as box or rigid packaging. If you flip it over and you try to cheat the system and you do polybag or mailer, you are technically supposed to put in the entire measurement of the bag, which is actually going to be bigger than your actual bag. So if it can't move and it can't groove, you got to leave it on box and rigid packaging. If it's pliable and can move and groove, then you can flip it over to poly bag. How do I know that that's true? I had someone that worked at the post office tell me. All right, so our length on this one, let's see, our weight is 1 pound, 12 ounces, 1 tabs 12. And then our length is, let's get it measured. You should link your eBay account. It is, if you go to the link Dinketer and the bio here on the old TikTok, if you click on it, my eBay store is linked in there. Okay, so we have 11 by 8 by 4, 11, 8, 4, 11 by 8 by 4. And then let's see what we can get. And what's cool about Pirate Ship is if you can change your settings to have it always show you the least expensive option first. So for instance, this is showing me the least expensive option is Ground Saver. So it's going to cost me $6.21 to ship these shoes, which is crazy good deal, right? Especially with it being holiday time. And these are going to Jerry in Mississippi. Jerry in Mississippi is getting a nice pair of shoes. Sales slower now, though. I'm running a sale this weekend, Joel, and that is a great piece of advice. I want you guys to think about why sales are slow this week. Whenever, and I've been in sales and marketing for many years, and one of the things that everyone that is in sales or marketing just knows is everything clamps down this week because this was election week. So election week, everything kind of slows. Everyone's waiting to see what's going to happen. Everyone's nervous. Everyone's exhausted. Whether you're happy or sad about the candidate, it doesn't matter in this instance. Everything just closes down a little bit. So it's been a little slow for me too. I had a great last week, and I think I think on Monday, I think we shipped like 32 packages on Monday, but it's not as busy the rest of this week. And it really is just because of that. Also, political ads were running and taking up ad space in Google search engines. And so naturally that has to like filter itself out. And that can take like a week or more for those spaces to be, to reopen back up for, pay-per-clicks and things like that. Okay, so we're going to copy that. We're going to go over to eBay, and we're going to put in our shipping. Let's see. So they paid $9.80 for shipping. We paid what, $6 something. So we made our original investment back for the shoes for $2. Plus it took care of some of the eBay fees for. So I would say a total profit of $18 is what we got on these shoes. Not bad, if I do say so myself. The closer I get to that $20 in pure profit, the happier I am. Of course, anything over 20 is amazing, but we always want to try to hit that 20 if we can. All right, so this is going, let's see, did we put, was this post office or was this? That was a post office, wasn't it? Yeah. All right, so I'm just gonna have to put our UPS stuff there until we can find a bag. Okay, next thing we've got, this is kind of a funny one. So I got this at a garage sale. You cannot make this up. By the way, thanks so much for the likes and everything to you guys. We're at 3,000, which makes me happy. You know, we always try to get to 10. So it's if you're not busy and you feel like clicking. Oh, I should link your eBay account to your pirate ship. Yes, yeah. You can link your eBay account to your pirate ship. The only reason I don't have my stuff auto put in there is because the weights I have over on eBay are not the same. So I just copy and paste it in. Yes, and Joel, election day, you're right. Yeah, so Tom, that's the reason I don't do that, is I don't import that in because I'd have to put the exact weight after ship, like mailing and everything, and I don't do that. Jennifer, what is happening? G9, G5, G6, thanks so much for the follow. Hey. Okay, so you can't make this up. So I go to this garage sale, and I see this little, chicken guy. I see that he's from a sports team. I didn't know what sports team it was. It is the San Diego Padres, apparently. This is the chicken mascot. It's a vintage bank, but when I picked it up, there was money in it. So I was like, hey, how much do you want for the chicken? And she's like, oh, $1. And I was like, I think there's money in here. Are you paying me to take this item? She's like, I may be. So I gave her $1. And when I got home, there was $1.34 in change in here. So I actually made 34 cents for picking this up at a garage sale. That was like one of the most ridiculous things ever. Oh my goodness. Now this guy's going to be under a pound, or we're going to keep him under a pound for sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap him up. And I think actually I'm going to use a little bit of bubble wrap on this gentleman because we want him to stay nice and handsome and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to wrap him up. Nothing like making 34 cents. I was up super late the other night. I was so tired yesterday because I was watching the election. Yeah, we watched the whole thing too, for sure. And all the after stuff. Even my dad was up at 3, like I've never seen him yet. And I'm never up that late either, but I was definitely up late as well. So I fully understand. All right, we're gonna wrap this guy and then we'll wrap him a couple times. Yes, and Joel is the ripe old age of 24, right? Lynn. You're an East Coaster. Yeah, you East Coasties, you guys were up super late if you were watching all that stuff. Oh my goodness. Definitely up late. All right, we're just getting a little bit more bubble wrap on this handsome dude to make him stay nice. Now, if you're close to a pound, you really want to make sure that you're using bubble wrap if you can versus paper. Paper is always going to weigh more. So if you're shipping anything that's breakable, if you can use the bubble wrap, you are going to end up having your weight be less. So that's a little tip for you. I get all of my bubble wrap from American Bubble Boy. What I do is I go on, they always have like a huge sale, like around like Black Friday. They may even have one right now because it's fourth quarter, and they'll have like with American Bubble Boy, if you buy like 2 or 3 rolls of bubble wrap, I think you get like free shipping. So that's what I usually do is on Black Friday, I go in and I buy a lot of my shipping supplies on Black Friday actually, but I'll go in and I will get like 10 rolls of bubble wrap or something, and that'll last me like an entire year. So and I just buy it in one thing because you get like a discount, a percentage off, and then you also get a like free shipping, bulk shipping. So your dad was happy. I think that's why. Oh, that's great. Hey Renee. Okay, so let's get this guy in here. I'm gonna put him in. Let's see if I've got. I think I'll put him in an extra little Smile was on. Let's make sure we're not over a pound. Oh yeah, no, we're still good. We're still good. I get my bubble wrap free. I'm cheap. Busy. If you can get bubble wrap for free, that's even better. Oh yeah, this is a half envelope. You don't want that one. Yeah, if you can get it for free 99, that's the best price, baby. Hey, rush to order. Good to see you. That's not gonna fit. We're trying, folks. We're trying to get creative here. All right, maybe we'll just use one of these as long as it doesn't put me over on weight. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. Okay, Shannon, what's going on? How are we today? All right, so Chicken Person is getting a little piece of candy. It reminds me of Candy Crush. Sweet, juicy. All right, and a little thank you card, and we're gonna pop that in there. I think that these little thank you cards really do help to get me more reviews because they say on it, you know, thank you so much for your order. Please follow me because the follows on these platforms help you to get more sales. So it says, please follow me, please like, you know, and please leave a review. It also says if you run into any issues with your order, please reach out so I can help you because that can save you from getting a bad review if somebody's like, I got my order, but you know, it took too long or whatever their complaint is. A lot of times, if you've given them a reason to reach out to you, they won't leave a bad review because it's something that you can like work through on your end. So that is definitely something I for sure will always include. Okay, so this is going to be 12 ounces, so 0 tap 12. And we are at a measurement of, Adriana, how are we today? So we're at 8 and 10. So we got 8, 10. We're going to say that's probably 4. Yeah, 4. And let's take a look and see what we got. So this is going to Zachary in New Hampshire. And Zachary paid $8.50 for shipping. We are paying $5.39. So not only was my original investment covered, I also made 34 cents from the garage sale, and I'm making $3.11 for shipping, which completely covers the eBay fee above and beyond. So I would say our total profit with our 34 cents is probably about $12 on this little guy here. Not bad for a little bank that came with money. I love that. Hey, Miranda Bowen, how are you? I'm going to have to get more, though. I'm out. Oh, Busy Mom's out and about. You send in that message, or how do you say that? So a couple different ways, Busy. So whenever someone purchases something from me, I always send them a little copy paste message. I use the keyboard shortcuts in my phone so I don't have to type it out every single time. So it says the same thing to everybody. And it says, thank you so much for your order. I'll get this shipped out ASAP, exclamation point. If you run into any issues with the item, the delivery, or anything else, please reach out so I can help take care of it. Thanks so much. And then NiceComps, I think it says charity or Charity and Justin or something at the end. So they get that message when they purchase an item. Then they also get it in a thank you card. So mine say my business name, and it says, thank you for being awesome and supporting a small business like us. On the back, it says, I hope you enjoy. Questions? Message me. Please follow, rate, review when you get a chance. We appreciate you. So every single person gets a message, and then they also get that. Because I've got it set into my keyboard as like a quick text replacement, it doesn't take me any time. It literally takes me 5 seconds to just type in my little, for my thank you things, I write in day order all in one. You can make it your shortcut, whatever you want. And then it auto puts that in, and then I can just send it out. So, Wendy, what is good? All right, this person's going to get their chicken. Chicken's on the way. Okay, going back to our orders. What do we got next? What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Okay, next thing we've got here is a Brooks Brothers shirt. Brooks Brothers stuff does really well for me. They're never like, if they're new with tags and they're like crazy bangers, then I definitely get way more. But I typically find these at a garage sale. Most dudes selling these at a garage sale will sell them for $1. This one had just a little bit of discoloring around the edges that even the OxyClean didn't get out. But all is said and done, we spent $1. We sold it for $14. I'm happy as a clam on that because I will never snooze at a $13 profit. So this is going to go into one of our smaller bags here. So this is going to go into a 9x12 poly bag. I like having them in these bags and then also the poly bag. I think it just offers a little bit of extra protection. Now that's my opinion. I know like Caleb just does everything straight in the poly bag. Nothing's wrong with that. I think either way is great. So they're getting that. And then they are going to get a little sticker that says travel, 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 travel. Bearded, what is good? How are we today? Bijou, so this goes right in here, and then we're going to take this off. Now, I make these as small as possible, save shipping money, all that good stuff. So it usually ends up about 8 by 8. Let's get this on the scale. Now, this is under a pound, so it is definitely getting shipped straight out of eBay. We are at 11 ounces, which is about standard for a dress shirt, and we are at 8 by 8 by 2. Let's take a look at what our shipping is. So he paid $6.99 for shipping. We are charging $5.26. I spent $1 at a garage sale for this. So that shipping took all of the fees, all of that stuff, took care of anything basically that I had, maybe 50 cents less. So we made a total profit of $13.50. Why do I pad my shipping? That's why I pad my shipping, folks. I know a lot of people are like, well, won't people like not buy as much if your shipping's more expensive? Here's the thing, where I'm at, because I'm in Texas, my shipping is still less expensive than it is if you live East Coast, West Coast. So I'm able to do that. Now, I couldn't do that in the beginning. When I was living over by Seattle and I had to ship something over to like Maine, if I saw somebody like in New Hampshire bought something over there, I'm like, I'm about to get destroyed on shipping. However, being here has been a little bit better. So this is going to Bruce in South Carolina. We've had North Carolina and South Carolina today. That's exciting. That's exciting. Yo, 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 Bearded. Shortcut texting. I know shortcut texting is, I have it for everything now. I even use it in my listings because y'all know I list a lot of clothes. So I put in, my title or whatever. Then when I go in description, I use my keyboard as like, I'll show you what I'm doing now. Maybe this will help you out. So on my keyboard, this is what I connect my iPad to. When I type in then it automatically does, item is clean, washed, and ready to wear. When I do this, then it automatically puts in no flaws detected. When I put in this, it automatically puts in measurement in inches, and then I'm able to just plug the numbers in. So anytime that you can set your keyboard up to do shortcuts, it is going to save you so much time, especially when you're doing those redundant, repetitive tasks like thank you messages, listings, anything like that. Same thing with my disclaimer at the bottom. I just go, I've got another, I use my, I think it's my dot one. I'm like dot, 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 dot. And it auto puts in my disclaimer that says, please inspect photos, measurements, and pictures. I don't accept clothing returns, all my little things. So little tip for you guys, if you don't know how to do keyboard shortcuts on your phone, all you got to do is you Googly that, look it up, and whatever your phone is, it'll tell you how to do those shortcuts. They are going to save you so much time. Okay, what do we got next? What do we got? I think that's everything for eBay today. All right, let's pop over to Depop and see what we got going on over there on the old Depop today. Okay, looks like we got a pair of pants over on Depop. So these are a pair of somethings. These look like a little pair of women's Levi's. Okay, so here is my take on like the 311 skinnies. So these are a 2021, so they're definitely more modern. It's before the flare cut really became popular again. So this is still skater, this is still emo, this is still, preppy, that kind of look. Now, here is my thing with women's Levi's. I don't pick them up unless, here's the big asterisk, giant asterisk, they are $1 at a garage sale. Y'all know I'm a holler for $1 girl. Like, I will buy just about anything for $1 because I know that I can sell it online. If it's got a name brand attached to it and it's $1, it's getting put out. You're never going to make $1 billion on women's Levi's. In fact, you're not even going to make probably $20 on a pair of women's Levi's. But if I can buy a pair of these for $1 and I can sell them for $10, $14, $18, they're easy to list. They're lightweight to ship. They always wind up being under £1, so I can charge a higher amount and I can make money on shipping. I'm going to show you exactly how I do that here. So we're getting a sticker, we're getting this. Now, I do all of my shipping for Depop outside of Depop. Now, I realize not everybody can do that. However, there ain't nothing wrong with you sending a message to Depop and saying, hey, I really want my account to be set up so that I can do shipping outside of Depop. I want to be able to choose my own shipping. What do I need to do to be able to do that in my account? Nothing's wrong with reaching out to them, guys. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So you might as well just message them. They may say, hey, you need this many sales, or I don't know what they're going to say to you, but reach out to them, because if you can do your shipping outside of Depop, you're going to be able to make money. So let's run through why I do this. I got these for $1 at a garage sale. They are 2630, 311 shaping skinny jeans Levi. Of course, I put a lot of keywords in there. Y'all know I'm crazy about my keywords. So this is going to have, well, let's just look. Shall we look? You guys want to look? Let's look. Let's do it. Let's look together. Let's look together, folks. All right, let's see what we got here for keywords. Let's type in Levi's and see what we get. All right. So these are the 2021. Come on, Vendu. Let's make life a little easier today. Here we go. All right. So this is going to be an example of what I'm going to put in a pair of Levi's skinny jeans as keywords. So my title is 2021 Levi's 311 shaping skinny dark wash denim jeans, women's 26 by 30. And I put the word indie, I-N-D-I-E. That is the most popular aesthetic, still using the skinny jean, unless you're like a retro emo kid like me, and then you might be still wearing them. In my description, the bottom, I've got Levi's, indie, emo, preppy, skater, skate, S-K, the number 8, modern, classic, and then you could do distressed, faded, whiskers, anything that describes that exact pair. If you're having a hard time selling your Levi's, it's because you don't have those keywords in there. Search engines are looking in 3 places. They are looking in the title, they are looking in the description, and they are looking in your item specifics. So if you've got some of those words in there, if you've got them 3 times in there somewhere, then the chances of you filtering up and being higher on that search engine is way greater. How do I know that? Guys, I did marketing for a long time. So I helped companies find ways to get ads in places. That was my jam. So these I bought for $1, sold them. Now these sold for $10.11. Whoa, that's not a crazy profit, right? Wait for it. These are going to Stephanie in California. So Stephanie's going to pay like $8 for shipping on these. I am not going to have to pay $8 for shipping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the address. I am going to go over here to Pirate Ship, and I'm going to ship these. I'm going to click paste address. We're going to put all this information in, and then we're going to scroll down, make sure it all looks good, looks great. Now, this is an example of something where you can use the poly bag option. Why? Because it's flexible and movable. So envelope and padded, the only difference really is that you can save sometimes on the cubic, if there's any cubic measure or cubic weights sections left in their shipment for the day, you can save sometimes there. And you don't have to put in the height, which just saves you time. So we are looking at 8 by 8, and then we are 0 pounds, and we are 15 ounces. So let's take a look and see what our shipping is on this. So she probably paid, I haven't looked yet, but I'm guessing it's like $8.50. I'm paying $7.14, which means I am making like $1.40 on that. It is covering my original investment, and it's helping to cover my Depop transaction fee. So I'm still making $10 on those. Hey, is $10 a lot of money? No, but you know what? $10 is $10. That $10 helps me get 10 new items at a garage sale. Multiply that by 10, that's $100 right there. That's how I always look at stuff. Getting to sell something for $10 means $10 to go invest somewhere else. And this is not an item that took a long time to put up. Now, you try to sew on buttons, you're trying to fix things and scrub things. Well, time is money. That's probably not going to be worth it. But to clean, washed, put them up, takes 5 minutes to list. Good to go. All right, Stephanie in California, on its way. All right, let's take a look and see if we've got anything anywhere else here. Do we have any? I think we've got some Poshies. Hey, honey, did you bring me in the Poshmark bucket? Oh, he did. Never mind. Never mind. Just kidding. Just kidding. All right, I'm going to catch up and see what I missed for you guys here. Let's see. What do we got? Just paid $12 for some screen prints from Washington and Michigan. Woo. Woo. I just use a template, ? Yeah, you can use a template or just make up your own. That's what I do. That's what I did. I have 951 with red tab and 1 orange tab. 951. 551s? 951s? I don't know what a 951 is. Oh yeah, orange tab. Love that. 2 pair. I wish I could understand shipping better. Kelly, you'll get it. So, all right. Here is my advice when it comes to shipping. And I think we talked a little bit about this earlier. Just sell stuff, because you're not going to be able to understand it until you're doing it. Well, let me say this. Maybe you are. Maybe you're able to understand stuff before you do it. I am not. I am a kind of creature. I have to physically see something. I am the person that when Justin is telling me how to start my stream up in the morning, I have to write it down and read it while I do it. I have to do it 4 times. I have to see it. I have to read it. I have to, I am a kinesthetic learner. That means you have to see, feel, touch things. Cognitive learners are the people that learn stuff just by you telling them something and they're like, oh, I've got it. That is not me. I am not a cognitive learner. I am a visual, got to do it, got to feel it, got to see it, got to touch it kind of person. Until I started shipping things all the time, I didn't get it. So each item, I'd be like, okay, I've got this item. What do I need to do with this? Reach out to some resellers. Look it up online. You Googly it. If you got stuff to ship at the same time that somebody else is doing their shipping in the morning, whether that's, Surfs does his every day. You've got Caleb that does shipping stuff. I don't know if he does live shipping. I think he does. I'm not sure. You've got K-Way. You got me. You've got tons of other resellers that do their shipping live. Hold on to your packages and ask questions while you're doing that, right? That's how you learn. Oh, Levi's from the 90s. I don't know what 951s are, Auntie. I don't think I've ever seen a pair of 951s. I'm pretty hip on the Levi situation too. I don't know if I've seen them. I have to see it, touch it, taste it, feel it to get it. Dainty, me too. Any advice to get Depop going? I got items but haven't sold anything there yet. That's a great question. So if you scroll, when you got off here, I got a video that says frustrated with Depop. First of all, go in there and watch that video, because you have to wrap your mind around the fact that Depop is a social media platform that just happens to sell items on there. Oh, by the way, did you guys see? I don't know if you saw. I got to do a side note here for a second because I am very, very proud about this. Who saw this? Did anyone see this? Okay. Did anybody see this? That is 2 months in a row that I have been a top seller nationwide for Depop. That is 2 months in a row. 1 more month, which this is like really hard to get on Depop, by the way. 1 more month in a row, and I get a blue tick next to my name. I become like an actual ranked top seller nationwide, which is insane. If you would have told me that was ever going to happen when I first started Depop, I wouldn't have believed you, because I didn't understand it. I didn't sell nothing on there. I literally had like 100 items listed on there before I sold anything. So here's what I did. I went in and I took a few of the things that I didn't mind. This is a little Abercrombie and Fitch Y2K sweater, by the way. Got it for $2 at a sale, and sold for $19 over on Posh for a total profit of $15, so a total profit of $12. So I took a couple items that I knew that I didn't care, that I'd gotten for an inexpensive price. I think I used like some of my old shirts or some of my mom's stuff or just garage sale items. And I made them super inexpensive. Then what I did was I stayed in crazy contact with people after they bought it. And so they got a message ahead of time that was like, hey, thank you so much for, or a message when they bought it. Thank you so much for getting this item. You know, my normal usual message. I messaged them when they bought it. I messaged them, hey, your item is on its way. You can follow its tracking adventure through your app. I sent them that message like a day later when I shipped it. Then I messaged them like a week later. Hey, I just wanted to check in and see if you got your package and make sure everything's good. And then they also got a little card in here in their shipment. What are those called? Those are called exposures. And if you can get in someone's face enough times and get enough exposures with them, they will complete the task and they will feel like they are your friend. So then they would go in and they would rate me. And I would send them a message, hey, I just want to let you know I rated you as a buyer, because you can do that on Depop. You rate them as a buyer and they can rate you back. And I got some ratings that way. I got some reviews. I got some traction, because Depop buyers are, you have to remember, the average age on Depop is 18 to 35, kind of maximum. And most of those people are going to have some trusty issues because of the SCAM situation that happens in life now. They kind of grew up with it, right? So they want to see, do you have reviews? Is your item going to be great? Have y'all seen some of the janky stuff that gets sold over there on Depop and Mercari? I mean, come on. It is not great pictures and they're dirty. And I mean, you just never know what you're going to get. And so people are a little leery of new buyers over there or new sellers over there. And so I think because of that, if you can get a few things sold, get some reviews under your belt, get some communication, let Depop see that you're on the app and you're being a part of the community. If you can do that, you're so much more likely to, sell more stuff over there. Also, when someone sends me an offer and I'm sending it back and forth, I'm like, dude, I'd love to give that to you, and I just can't for that low. This is a super rare shirt, and we're having a conversation because it is different over there. It is a social media place. It's like the mall, only online now. I hope that makes sense. So if you're having issues at Depop, I promise you, stick with it. You will get sales. I know Jewel got her first sale. A lot of people are starting to get their first sales just doing, going through some of the advice I'm giving out, but then also just sticking with it. Just stick with it. Get some sales over there. It'll make a big difference. So this is going to Jacob in Idaho. Print this out and get this sent on its merry way. So again, we're on Poshmark now. That's why I'm sending things in these Tyvek envelopes. On Poshmark, everything goes priority mail. Doesn't matter if it is goes in a box, a big priority mail box. Doesn't matter if it goes in these Tyveks. Doesn't matter if it goes in a bubble mailer. It can literally go in anything. You can even use your own bags if you want to. I just don't, because I'm, cheap and I want to use free shipping supplies. I'm so cheap I even use the stickers, the priority stickers to close the bag. I don't know if you're supposed to, but do it. All right. So we are going to mark as shipped and move on to our next item. I hope that helps you out with Depop. Oh, thank you, Coley. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for the congratulations. I know I got that and I was just like, like I couldn't believe it. A friend of ours that we actually know, like IRL, Jaron, he sells on Depop. He's been selling on Depop probably like a year longer than I have. He was ranked last month number 30 worldwide, like globally. So that's what'll happen with me as soon as I get ranked. I'm interested to see what number it is. It's not gonna be 30, but it's gonna be somewhere, and that's gonna be exciting. I'm so excited. I'm just like on pins and needles for next month to come so I can find out what my number is going to be. Hopefully I find out what it is. Maybe if you're under 100, they don't tell you. I don't know. I don't know how that works. Okay. Next thing is something I have had this thing forever. This was a free Facebook Marketplace pickup. I got a whole bunch of like nativity sets and stuff. Everything else sold really well and really fast. For some reason, this one just didn't sell. It's super pretty. It's got like, it's like a ceramic white I think you can either keep it like it is or paint it. It's really, really pretty, but it just literally didn't sell. So it has been discounting and discounting and discounting and discounting. Now, mind you, this was free. Unfortunately, it's sold on Poshmark. And why do I say unfortunately? Well, because my entire profit on this because it's under $15, so they automatically charge a $2.95 fee. So I have stopped listing anything on Poshmark that's like under $12. I've just recently stopped doing that because with the $2.95 fee, it winds up taking, is it $2.95 or $2.65? Anyways, it winds up taking like well over 20%. It winds up taking, Poshmark made more money than I did on this sale. And so I am not putting stuff up there anymore. This is just one of those items that still just happened to be on there. So we got it for free. $3 is $3. But I'm going to take that $3 and I'm going to go buy 3 things at a garage sale. And I'm going to make $100 from it because that's what makes me feel better than doing that and making $3. Kind of coastal, so I've done good on there. That's what I'm talking about. Hustle's in the house. What? Guys, don't forget, Hustle and Arizona are going to be live tonight. Who do you guys have on? Double D or something for your reseller interview tonight? Blunty. Hey, Grandpa Big Ruben. I like that name. Welcome in. Shani is here, one of our subscribers. Thank you for subscribing, Shani. You're a real friend. Hey, Stephanie. Okay, so we're going to wrap this puppy up. And hey, you know what? We didn't make a ton of money off of it, but that doesn't mean that I am not going to still wrap it. We'll wrap it real good. Yeah, so that's my new thing is I am not going to list anything. Now, why am I picking like $12? And I may even do 15, only because if things don't sell, then they're going to get discounted. And I'm afraid it's going to be too close to that, like, $11 threshold where where Poshmark's going to start making more money than me for selling the items. So we're going to get this tucked in here. We're getting them all snuggled in. I think I even have like a little Christmas. Didn't I have a Christmas sticker in here? I want to say I have like a Christmas sticker in here or something somewhere. Maybe not. This is what happens when you try to be organized. It's just all funny and laughable. All right. Well, this person is getting a water bottle sticker. Perfect. Jamie, you're welcome for the song. You are welcome. I'm going to stuff some of this in here. Now, why am I using paper and not bubble wrap? Well, this paper is free. It's great. Love that. But number 2, we are on Poshmark. So Poshmark does not care how heavy your box is as long as it is under 5 pounds. If your item is over 5 pounds, you ain't got no business selling it on Poshmark because for each pound increment that you go over 5 pounds, it's like $6 a pound. So if you tried to sell something that was 10 pounds, I think that's the max you can do on Poshmark, it would literally cost you $5. No, it's $6, and then I think it's $1 after that. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It may be like $14 extra that you're gonna pay in shipping. Ain't nobody want to do that. I mean, maybe if you're selling like a $100 item, that's worth it. But otherwise, it ain't worth it. So over 5 pounds, don't sell it on Poshmark. Under $12, they're going to take a lot of money. Okay, we're going to go ahead and download that and move forward. Wanda, how are we? What's going on? Wanda's in the house. This is going to Erica in North Carolina. Also not a shirt, so we can't take it off and twist it around our head like a helicopter. North Carolina and South Carolina in the house today. Representing, baby. Recovering from Mother Nature and all of its craziness. All right, let's get this put in here in a bag. And in the words of the Muppets, moving right along. Singing that song. Do. You think I'd know more of it because I say it all the time. That's all I know. All right, back to listings. What else do we got here on the old Poshy? All right, next thing we've got here, this is a really cool shirt. So this is a 1990s long sleeve Alaska check. Some of the keywords for this is like Aztec, outdoor, 90s, 1990s, 90s nostalgia, preppy, academia, university, tourist. Any of these shirts that have a state or a location, make sure you put tourist in your keywords because that's going to help it to sell. So we're going to get this wrapped up here and sent on its way. Super cool. So we sold this for $22 over on Poshmark. After Posh takes all of our money, we are getting $17.60. I paid, I think this is one of those ones that was in with that giant amount of clothes. I think it was, yeah, from another reseller. I bought his stock. And so I probably paid about 50 cents for it. So we are making a profit of $17.10 for this one. Kind of close to what the palm tree. Hey, Stephanie, you're welcome. You're welcome. Fetty Wap's in the house. What? M. Wilmarth, hello. Good to see you. Always happy to see Coley's face. Okay, we're putting this. Coley, you at work today? What are you doing? What's Coley doing today? Okay, this is going in the bag here, and then we're going to put a little sticker in it. This person's very excited. So this is kind of interesting. This shows you the power of keywords. Ooh, keyword lesson. Woo. So I got a message from, super cool sticker. I got a message from this person because they purchased the item, and I was like, thank you so much for your order. If you run into issues, blah, blah, blah. They messaged me back, and they said, oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to get this shirt. A friend of mine actually saw it on Google. Hello. A friend of mine saw it on Google, sent me the link. So this friend texted her the link and said, you have to buy this shirt. She said, I took one look at it and I knew I had to have it. Why did I pop up on Google? Why? Why would this pop up on Google? A random 1990s shirt. Why? Keywords. The keywords, because of the keywords I had in there, whatever her friend had previously searched for on her phone. So let's say her friend likes vintage shirts or her friend likes Alaska or something. And so she'd been searching those and she's like, Alaska shirt or tourist shirt or something. Well, that popped up for her friend on Google on just regular searching. She wasn't in the Poshmark app, but the Poshmark Google image popped up for her because of the keyword search engines, because of the keywords, the title, the description, all the little goodies. And she literally took that link and sent it to her friend. Now, if that's happening once, it's happening more than that, right? She's not the only person that's ever sent a link to her friend saying, oh my gosh, you have to have this. So get your keywords in, get your titles better, get your description better, get those things in, because there are people out there looking for things and using Google search engine to buy clothing. I do it all the time. I'm like Blink-182 shirts, vintage band t-shirts, these are the things I buy. So yes. All right, we're downloading this here and we're getting this sucker put out. Thanks for the gift, Jennifer. I appreciate it. That makes me happy. Diana, what is good? Ooh, Coley left a church sale. Cole on a Thursday? Whoa, cooked. I love it. That's amazing. What'd you get? This one's going to Travis in, that must be the woman's man, I guess, in Tennessee. Or maybe she had to get it because she's going to be giving it to someone. I don't know. We're about to find out. So it is on its way. But yeah, that was kind of a cool message. That's the first time I've ever had someone say, oh my gosh, my friend saw this and said I had to have it. So amazing. If you have something new with tag price, do you have the tags and how do you deal with the pricing? Ooh, Win, that's a great question. So I'm going to ask it again. If you have something new with tags / price, do you leave the tags and how do you deal with the pricing? Okay. So if I have an item that is vintage and it's got the old tag on it and the old price, I just leave it because it is crazy old vintage. It probably says $8 or something. And you're like, oh, these are worth like $60 now. Well, yeah, but a person's going to figure that out, right? That is a very large $8 and $60 are very different. However, if I have something that's newer, or it's vintage, but I'm going to ask something closer to the original amount, I will either nicely and evenly cut off the old price, remove the old price if I can. Now, if it is going to make the tag look bad or cut off the front of the tag, like the name brand, if it's going to alter it from being a new with tags looking item, then I'm just going to leave it. And if the buyer can't figure out that the original MSRP is because it's from 15 years ago and there's a little thing called inflation, if they can't figure it out, then they can move it right along and the next person can come in. So take it off if you can, if you want, but if it's going to alter it, then don't. And then when it comes to the pricing and how I'm going to price it now, I'm just going to go off of sold comps or what I know in my heart I can kind of get for it. Coley says, I picked up a Pendleton. Nice. Lot of wool sweaters, grandpa fishing shirts, a 90s windbreaker. Oh, Coley, did you just hit a mother load today at a church sale? I thought for sure down here in Texas there would be a lot of church sales. I can't find any, which is kind of wild. Hello from Washington State, Nicole. Hello from used to live in Washington State. I'm happy to see you. Courtney says, hey there, I got a Mercari order, but it looks like a scammer. Blank profile and shipping Addy has city. So on Mercari, you will know if it is an actual sale. So if you go into your Mercari, you'll see something that says notifications and messages. If you click on messages, you will be able to see, it will literally say sold above it. If it doesn't say sold on the picture, let's say it just looks like one of these pictures. If it doesn't say sold, then that is not a real sale. It has to say sold on the photo straight out of Mercari. Then you'll know it is, and you'll be able to click on it. There'll be something at the bottom, and this has already been shipped, so you won't see it, but there should be something in the messages that says, ship this order now, and you'll be able to see that. So you can see this is one of my messages. Your order's on its way. You can track its journey through the app. Thanks again and enjoy. Any issues? Shoot me a message. Cheers. That's what it says. 5 kitchen trash bags for under $90. Coley, I want to come to your house and go through those things. I want to go through and see what you got. I bet you got some good stuff. I shop based on style and not necessarily brand. It's a whole new world. Yes. Aesthetic buying versus name brand buying. I love it. I buy 50% of the stuff I buy or more is just based on aesthetic versus the brand. I love church rummage sales. Lots of treasures. Grandpa Big Reuben. Yes. I know I'm missing going to them. It's just so weird. I haven't found any here in Texas, which I'm in Texas. Like there's some religious folks down here. You'd think there'd be a lot of church sales, but I haven't come across any. I might have to just call the churches up and be like, hey, do you guys ever do rummage sales? I think I might do that actually. Nothing in messages, only notification. Yeah. So if you go into your messages, there should be a picture there and it should say sold. If you're not sure if it is, then message Mercari. And there should be, I think there's a contact. Where is it? If you go into Help Center, I think there's a thing in there that says, get a hold of Mercari or something. Need more help? Contact us. Okay. So if you go into Mercari, into your little, selling area here, and go to the very bottom here where it says Help Center, click on Help Center, and then scroll all the way down to the very bottom where it says Contact Us, and then you're able to get help. And so if you're not sure if it is, just message them, and then they can look that up for you as well. Then HV, then in the spring, again in the fall. Yeah, maybe make a TikTok of some of it. Ooh, I'd love to see that, Coley. I would love to see that. I love that Pendleton. Ooh, ching, ching. All right. Okay, next in Poshmark, we've got a pair of 2007 Levi's. So these are just a super bottom basic pair. These are 505, a regular fit, medium wash. These are like a Y2K, probably 2007. So these are a pair of 2007 Levi's. Now, we have a whole bunch of new people on here today. So I'm going to teach you guys how to find the date on a pair of Levi's. Is anyone interested in knowing this? Now, why is this important? Well, I sell a lot of Levi's. I ship out at least 1 to 2 pair of Levi's at least 3 times a week. Most weeks it's more than that. So I sell a pretty good amount of Levi's. I would say in a month, I probably sell 30 pairs of Levi's, somewhere right in there. I think the reason I have so much success with Levi's is because I put the date at the beginning of all of my Levi's jeans. It helps the person to know the era that they came from. And because so many people put vintage and Y2K on items that are not vintage and Y2K, it's caused like a buyer mistrust within the community of people that are purchasing online. So by being able to put the date on your Levi's or anything, if you can find the date on an American Eagle or a Tommy or obviously Nike, Levi's, anything that date stamps stuff. I wish Ralph Lauren did more, but they don't. If you can, then you're able to just create a little bit more trust with the buyer, and you're just so much more likely to get it purchased. Katie Ross, what's good? Okay, so here's how we do our Levi's. So this is going to be a vintage pair. Now with the new pairs, you're going to have a silk tag. It's going to be long. On that silk tag, if you flip to the back, you're going to see the words CW. CW. After CW, there's going to be 4 digits. The first 2 digits are the week of the year that they were made. The last 2 digits are the year they were made. Example, 4021 would be the 40th week of 2021. That's how you do the new Levi's. With vintage Levi's that have tags that look more like this, Y2K, vintage, anything like the, 2000 and when did they start doing the silk tags? 2014? I have to look that up. I'm not sure that I know that. So anything that's newer, if you flip up the back here, you're going to look for the button code. That's how you're going to tell. Button code is on the back of the front button. There's a stamped code on the back of every front button of every pair of Levi's that's ever been made. Well, maybe not the ones from the 20s, but you know what I'm saying. If you got Levi's from the 20s, congratulations, you have enough money to buy yourself a brand new car. So these here, the button code on the back was 357. So I'm going to look for the 357 here. Then I'm looking for the 4 numbers after the 357. On this one, it says 0207. Now, here's what's tricky. In the newer Levi's that have those silk tags, the last 4 digits, the first 2 numbers are the week of the year. The last 2 numbers are the year. On your older pairs of Levi's that have just the one flap tag, the first 2 numbers are the month of the year, and the last 2 numbers are the year. For instance, this says 0207. So these were made in February of 2007. So those are the 2 differences on date stamping your Levi's. So this person's going to buy these jeans knowing exactly what year these were made. Now, these were kind of a weird size, so they didn't sell for as much as I would like Levi's to sell for. Normally, a pair of 2007 Y2Ks, I could get closer to like $24 on them. These are a funky size. These are a 30 by 30.5, so they are a very short and smaller pair of Levi's. So the amount of guys that wear a 30-30 is much lower than your amount of guys that wear, let's say, like a 34-36 or a 34-34, even a 32-34. Those are going to be sizes, 38-40 or 38-38. You're going to be able to make a little bit more off of those. However, I got these for $1 at a garage sale. That's how much I paid for all my Levi's. So these sold for $14. I think originally they were $19. They've just been kind of relisting, going down. So our total profit on these after our Poshmark fee and everything is going to be, and after our $1 that we originally invested, is about $10. So tons of money? Nope. But you know what? They're clean. They went up. I listed them. They sold. And it allowed me to be able to do a little lesson in here and teach you guys. Rebecca, how are we today? Hey, Vera Designs. Okay, so we're going to put thank you card in there. And then, oh man, guys, I am literally going to have to get some stickers. I didn't realize I was this low. Yikes. We got to put an order in today. I'm using the stickers that are in the link Dinker Up and by BioWyoe. I love these because they peel off really nicely. So this person's getting a surfboard and a thank you card. Oh, we're in Poshmark. So we're going to go into a Tyvek envelope and moving right along. Michael, what's going on? How's Michael? Thanks for the like, you guys. Thanks for love. We're at 4.4K for our likes today, and we're getting closer to our goal for subscribers, guys. The goal for subscribers is 12. I think we're at 7. I know I see some subscribers on here today. I know Coley's in here. I know Vicky was in here. Who else is in here today? What other subscribers do we have in here? I appreciate your guys' subscriptions too. Okay, so we're putting this down. And I get these stickers. Recently, I started using these. I just get these from USPS.com. It's free. I know technically you're supposed to use them on poly bags to like say, hey, this is a priority mail item. But if I was at the post office and they had these, the lady at the clerk would just stick these on anyways. So we're just going to put it on. If they ever message me and tell me something different, I'll let you know. But I haven't had any issues with it. Okay, we're going to download this out. Who's this going to? Who are these pants going to? Who's getting these Levi's? These are going to Myra in Ohio. Because my heart is in Ohio. So stop my wrists and black my eyes. Got my wrists and black my eyes. Sorry. I'm an emo kid, guys. It happens. I can't see Ohio and not think of Hawthorne Heights. That's just the way that goes. All right, here we go. There goes that. Putting that on there. And moving right along. Mainly post office today, huh? All right, let's see. What do we got next? What do we got? Yeah, I think we're getting close. Okay, let's see. Next thing we've got is, another one of these. So these ones have been selling like crazy. You guys know I just listed these. This is that elephant, really pretty, cute little elephant statue. I am going to open this up and see if it needs any additional padding. I may slip. So it's a little cute little statue, little elephant statue. I got each of these. I think I figured it out. I paid like $3 per item. And no, let's see, there's 20. No, I didn't. No, 60. Was it 60 cents? I think it was 60 cents. We paid about 60 cents for each of these statues, and they have been selling for anywhere between like 17 to 20. I've been shipping them out like all week. So I could have held on to them, probably made $4 more. But you know what, guys? I am a turn and burn seller. I want it in my store. I want it out of my store. Why? Well, because I want to go treasure hunting, silly. I want to go out garage sailing more. I got to get stuff out so I can get it sold. Now, that's just me. If you're like, well, I don't want to give away all my stuff because I spent a lot of money on it, then don't. But that's me. I am the holler for $1. I will buy stuff for $1 all day, every day, and I will flip it. And then I will go buy more stuff for $1 because I want to go garage selling, guys. Getting close to Saturday. Oh, I know. It's this time of year, too. It's like with Turkey Day coming up and stuff. I don't know. I think it's going to be fewer and far between. I only made it to like 26 garage sales on Saturday, which is like pretty low for me. I usually try to get at least 40. So, yeah. So we will see how many there are. Coley, you're in Ohio? Well, then you, my dear, your song's anthem has to be the Hawthorne Heights emo song. That is like our quintessential song for all of us emo punk kids. Let's see. Michael, hello. Are you a full-time reseller? Yes, I am a full-time reseller. Thank you for asking. I've had an interesting journey. I would say I kind of am a little bit more typical than most people, or I'm as typical. My journey has been kind of typical, like most people do it. Most people start their journey out with this because they just have some stuff around their house to sell. And that was me. My mom had passed, and so I had a ton of her stuff that I wasn't going to keep. And so I just really started doing this to be able to sell some of her stuff. I was not interested in doing this. I was 100% didn't think this would ever be anything I did. I was not planning on being anything. This was not in the plans. I was actually doing sales and marketing. I was working for a company, helping them get their advertisements through on social media. I was getting digital signs made to put on sides of trucks for Vegas and billboards and stuff like that. So I was a busy bee doing something else. And I had fallen and hurt myself really badly. And I was still trying to work through it, and I did. But at the time, I was kind of burnt doing what I was doing. I just was tired of like the high stress situation. I was also tired of just being like behind my computer all the time and not having an opportunity to like get out and do stuff like garage sailing and talk to people like this. And I don't know, I just felt like I was making images and doing marketing, but I didn't have any like meat or potatoes to show for it. And I think that happens with a lot of people that get into this job. I think a lot of us start out thinking this is just going to be something part-time. And for a lot of people, it winds up replacing your entire career because you fall in love with it and you start to realize how fun this actually is. And so after falling and hurting myself, I was doing a lot of physical therapy. I was going and doing swimming like 4 times a week. And then I also was going out and doing garage sales with my son and having a blast with him. We had so much fun. We garage sailed an entire summer together. And I just kept getting things. And I was still selling my mom stuff a little bit online, but I wasn't like taking this seriously by any means. And so I was just collecting stuff thinking, well, I'll eventually list this. Then I knew we were going to be moving. So then I didn't want to list everything and try to have to like move at the same time. We were supposed to stay in Washington. We wanted buying a house in Texas. So then I moved down here and everything was in storage and I had to get through everything. So I really didn't start really truly reselling until probably like February, March, I would say, of this year. I really started to kind of like sell. But I wasn't full time. And I would say that I wasn't really doing like full dedicated, consistent full time until probably like July-ish, somewhere over the summer. So it's only been like June to July, August, September, maybe 5 months around of what I would say is like actual full time and not like kind of doing it a little bit here and a little bit there, being more consistent. So if you're a newer reseller and you're like, oh my gosh, how could you replace your income that fast? You can. You just have to get consistent with it. Instead of watching TV, I'm watching TikToks or YouTubes on other resellers trying to learn how to do this. I'm studying trends. I'm studying brands. I'm, investing that time into my business to be able to go full time. Now, if you don't go full time, is that okay? Well, of course it is. You don't have to be full time doing this. I know a lot of people that have like regular jobs and then do this in the evenings or they do this on the weekends. I know a nurse is probably in here. She works an entire another, nursing career and then kills it and does this at night. So I think it's just a matter of finding the balance and finding your time. I sucked at it for a really long time, and that's probably why I didn't go full time sooner. Is because, coming from the world that I was in, being super successful at what I was doing and having like a good resume and knowing how to navigate through social media and knowing all that stuff, I came into this kind of thinking I'd kill it a lot faster, and I didn't, because it's a whole new world and it's something different. And so I think it just threw me for a loop a little bit. I had to get a little humbled about the situation and realize, oh, this is something totally different, and I got to learn it. I got to learn the brands. I got to learn the lingo. I got to learn the customer service side of this that's different. It's just different. And so I am full-time now. I'll never go back to a regular job. And that is the honest truth. I cannot even fathom going back. I had a lady offer me a job here. I met a lady at a garage sale. She looked at my social media. She saw my account. She had asked what I did. I told her some of the companies I'd worked for and what I had done. And she literally offered me a job on the spot. And I was like, and I came home and I talked to my husband about it, and he's like, well, do you want to do it? And I was like, no. And he's like, then don't do it. So I know I'm all in because I was willing to turn down something in order to keep doing this because I love it so much. So Kimmy lives in Washington. That's fantastic. Where are you from in Washington? I was living over in Bremerton. Do you like estate sales? Not really. Southern, what's good? Riz. Estate sales that I've gotten a few good things here and there, but not really enough to be like, oh man, I love estate sales. It seems like the estate sale companies always want to ask like these astronomically insane amounts for stuff. And so estate sales aren't usually holler for dollars, and that's what I like. I like going in a garage sale, getting in and out in under 3 minutes. And so with estate sales, I feel like I have to like talk to the owners. I gotta walk through the house. I gotta try to finagle. There's like eBay price lists everywhere, or it's like an auction one, and I'm just not interested in it. So I've gotten a few good things from estate sales, but it's just it's more of a miss than a hit for me. Now, I know people in some areas, like I know Amber sells, she loves estate sales and she does really well there. Spencer, if you're still on here, do you do estate sales? I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe Spencer doesn't, but I don't know. It's not my jam. Charity, I went to Hog Wild Records yesterday. Oh, Riz, what'd you get? What did you get? Did you pick up any vinyls? I was actually just listening to my Motion City soundtrack vinyl yesterday. Justin's hooking up. So he hooked up the surround sound speaker system in our living room. I'm done shipping, so I'm just going to hang out with you guys for a second here, but check this out. So I don't even know if you're going to be able to hear this, but Justin put up, so I love Zomboy. I like Edie. I like a variety of music, but I really like hardcore dubstep. So Justin put this up. He put the surround sound stereo system up. This is insane. Wait, try it again. There we go. This is my living room. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. So Justin just hooked that up for me, or hooked up that surround sound. He like climbed into the ceiling and like did drop down speakers. It's so insane. So I'm gonna hook my record player up to that. I'm gonna be blasting some old punk rock. I'm gonna be blasting. I think I want to listen to my Fleetwood Mac on that too. Like that's gonna be sick. I want to do it so bad full time. You'll get there, Monica, man. It's just persistence, right? The only way to fail is to quit, and you're not a quitter. I lived in Maple Valley, Washington about a decade ago. Oh, Carrie, yeah, Maple Valley. I've been up there quite a few times. Same with the sales is blended. Old Soul, welcome in. USA. Oh, you got a Smiths and a Joy Division import. Of course you did. Riz is a sad boy. Riz is a sad boy. I love it. That's fantastic. Ooh, imports. That's what I'm talking about. Is it just on an old, is it like just an old black on black? Or is it like I've been trying to get as many like colored records as I can. I know they didn't do those really much in the past very often. I did see I think I saw Dead Kennedys pressing on like a red record once or something like that. I just want to say thank you. I've learned so much during this live. Love all your tips. Happy Golden Sea. Thank you so much. You listen to Lydia or the main? You listen to Lydia or the main? I'm not sure who that is. I'm not sure what that is. Just Black Riz. Yeah, most of them are. Like I said, I very rarely do you run into those old. Every once in a while, you run into an old, like a red print, but they're like super rare. But the ones they're coming out with now, some of the vinyls are coming out with now. So insane. Yadi, how are we? Yadi, yadi, yadi. Yadi, yadi, yadi. Oi, oi, oi. Honeybee. Hi, I just am now seeing you over there on the old tubes that's Ubes. How are we today? All right, you guys, I am going to head out of here. Did I miss anything else? I don't think so. All right, you guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back on tomorrow at some point. Like I said, I'm trying to kind of alter my schedule a little bit. I feel like I have been working till way too late in the evenings. I'm like a dog chasing its tail right now, trying to keep up with all the stuff. So I'm trying to do stuff a little bit earlier. So I think you're going to be seeing me probably on here a little bit earlier in the mornings, so that I can just have that afternoon time really just dedicated to be able to get stuff listed, cross-listed, photographed, and all the other millions of projects I'm doing. So, oh, Lil Sizzy and the Banshees. Lil Sizzy C45, baby. I used to have one of those. I had an ex that broke into my house and stole my, I had a giant trunk locker full of all these old like 45s and old vintage punk albums. I had like, oh my gosh, I had like a Ricketts t-shirt in there. I had a whole bunch of old punk stuff in there. A million years ago, I mean, this is a million years ago, but broke into my house, took it all, climbed into my son's bedroom window, and then forced out the record thing, or forced out the thing, and took it all. So I've been building back up since then. All right, you guys. All right, take care. Have a beautiful and amazing, awesome, productive day. Remember, you guys, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So get out there, get listed, get your stuff going, get it cross-listed, get Vendu. If you don't have Vendu, if you don't know what Vendu is, go to the link or in the bio YOE and check it out. It's going to save you a million times from being able to list other places and not have to just do it all manually. Okay, you guys, have a great day. Peace. And thanks again for joining us on Facebook, Instagram,